Welcome to the Word for Life podcast, a daily devotional covering the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation.
In Deuteronomy chapter 4, Moses motivates Israel to follow the law God gave them at Mount Sinai. He tells them that when Israel truly obeys the commandments, other nations will also hear about the laws of God and see their wisdom and understanding. And they will say, "Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." Friends, even today, it may seem that the world despises God, but most people, non-Christians, honor Christian believers because they are disciplined and righteous people. There is one more motivation for Israel to obey the laws of God. Moses tells them in verse 12 that at Mount Sinai, the Lord spoke to them personally out of the fire. In verse 13, Moses says, "God declared to you His covenant, the 10 commandments, which He commanded you to follow, and then wrote them on 2 stones." The point is, God personally visited the Israelites and handed them the law. That was amazing grace. Israel actually thought that they will die if they come close to God. But at Sinai, they did not die. They were spared because they were God's special people, chosen for His purposes. There is another motivation to obey God's law. In verse 20, Moses tells them, "The Lord took you and brought you out of the iron smelting furnace, out of Egypt, to be the people of His inheritance, as you now are." Friends, this is a great reason God wants them to do. Now they can do what the one who gave them the gift wants them to do. Those who truly appreciate God's grace will fulfill His expectations. You see, in any true relationship, there is expectation. That is no surprise. And we also know that when expectations are not met in a relationship, it does not go well. Moses himself experienced that with his relationship with God. "The Lord was angry with me because of you, and He solemnly swore that I would not cross the Jordan and enter the good land the Lord your God is giving you as your inheritance." You see, Israel must now learn from Moses' mistake. Unlike Moses, they must fulfill their part of the relationship with God. That means they must obey the law of God. In verse 14, Moses tells them, "For the Lord your God, God's jealousy is not like feeling jealous about other people's cars and houses. God's jealousy is like a husband or wife's jealousy." You see, a married partner wholly wants his or her partner. Similarly, if Israel would worship other gods or idols, God will not let that go. He will be like a jealous husband. Moses even tells Israel that if Israel deserts the Lord and their relationship with Him, verse 27, "the Lord will scatter you among the peoples." You see, Israel must realize that God has invested heavily in that relationship with them, and He cannot allow them to simply go after other gods. He said that He expects total love with all your heart, your soul, and your strength. But Moses also affirmed God's grace to Israel. From verse 29, he told them that if they again seek God, He will bring them back to their own land. Because as verse 31 says, "For the Lord your God is a merciful God. He will not abandon or destroy you or forget the covenant with your ancestors, which He confirmed to them by oath." But what this means is, Israel need not betray the Lord and test God keep his decrees and commands. As if to illustrate real obedience, now from verse 41 to 43, Moses himself gives an example of how to obey the Lord. In these verses, he assigns the cities of refuge the Lord wanted Israel to set aside for people who intentionally, far more than Israel experienced at Mount Sinai. On Mount Calvary, God showed his glorious grace in unimaginable ways. He personally visited sinners, not to punish, but to take their punishment on himself. So, what shall we say? This glorious grace, even today, motivates a believer to fulfill God's expectations. God's grace encourages a believer even to lose his life for the cause of Christ. The young missionary Jim Elliot wrote in his journal, God, I pray thee, light you my life, my God, for it is thine. I seek not a long life, but a full one like you, Lord Jesus.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Word for Life podcast.